I'm always thankful to the Almighty when I get a chance to correct myself. Life is all about committing mistakes, learning from them, unlearning, relearning, and moving on. And I also feel that sometimes people who follow me and who are earnestly learning astrology, they also need to understand how things work. If they this is I talk about this as being a scientific astrology, and if there is a science behind it, science is always that you always have an hypothesis. It goes right, then you great, it's working. If it doesn't go right, then you know that there is another way of looking at it, or probably when you did the original research or analysis, you didn't do it properly. So it's time for you to go back and see it. Okay, so now we have four teams. Finally, we are in the semi-finals now, and in the World Cup 2022, we are left with these four teams. And I'm going to talk about what are the chances of these four teams going forward into this World Cup semi-finals and the final. Who's going to finally win? Let's talk about that now. So let me talk about the various teams one by one. First of all, let's start with France. France, the reigning champion, they have had a great run so far. Despite their depleted sources, they have done well to reach the semi-finals. Can they go on to win the World Cup? Okay, so I would say that no. The chances are is zilch. They can't win it. The reason is very simple. See, Hugo Lloris, the captain, was born in 1986. And I always talk about the 1986, 85, 86, 87. Then we talk about this 1990 patch, and then 92, 93. So these are the various patches when you can really have the greats born. He was one of the greats, and he has already achieved one huge tournament. I mean, you can't win it again. Somebody winning the World Cup second time, I mean, nobody's done this before. I mean, even if you have won a consecutive World Cup, the captains have always been different. There has never been a captain in history who has won a consecutive World Cup, and if Hugo Lloris does that, he will be superhuman. Okay, and besides that, we are also talking about the coach, Didier Deschamps. Didier Deschamps has won as a captain. He has won a World Cup, a Euro Cup, and then he has also won a World Cup as a coach. Asking him to win a World Cup again, I mean, you are stretching it too far. So it's not possible. It's impossible. So I would just rule out France from winning the World Cup. This is what I originally said, and that's what I'm going to stand with. Let's talk about the second team, a team which is very close to my heart, and that is Argentina. Many people, I can see that the fans of Messi are very unhappy when I say that Argentina doesn't have a chance to win. You know what? Many of you wouldn't know that I'm actually a huge Messi fan. I'm such a huge Messi fan that if you'd have seen my 2018 football World Cup video, okay, I arrived at this conclusion that 86 born or 86, 87 born captain would win the World Cup, and I said that there are two countries. One would be France, and the other one would be Argentina. And then I did this one mistake where I said that if you put a gun on my head and ask me who will win, I would say maybe Argentina. What is that one thing why I did that thing? There was a fanboy moment in me. The Messi fan in me made me do that. So I realized that I can't keep my heart when I'm doing I can't involve my heart when I'm doing a prediction, because it's a scientific astrological prediction, and you need to keep aside your emotions and look at things rationally. See, let's understand one simple fact that the 1986 patch has already produced a winner in Hugo Lloris. Hugo Lloris is not a great otherwise, okay, but he has become a great just by winning the World Cup for France. Now, if you talk about Messi is already a great. Messi is probably one of the greatest footballers ever to have born in the world, and at this point of time, arguably he's the best, or maybe the top two. There are only two people we talk about. So, if Messi doesn't win the World Cup, it is not going to take away his greatness. Maybe it will rub off of a little bit of sheen, okay, from his greatness. Okay, Messi didn't win a World Cup. So Messi has recently won a Copa America, okay, and he's also won against Italy. So we're talking about he has already done some bit for his country, okay. So if he goes on to win a World Cup, we are stretching it a little far. We are saying that Messi should become the greatest ever. So if you actually look at it, Maradona became Maradona only because of the World Cup exploits. But Messi is already a Messi. Okay, Messi doesn't need a World Cup to become a Messi. So we are saying that what I'm trying to tell you is that the magic of Messi is already exploited. The magic of Messi is already explored and it has already come out in the world, and there cannot be something new you can add to the whole story. It's already there. And one important thing that goes against Argentina is the coach. The coach, I mean, like, we're talking about Lionel Scaloni. Okay, he's already won two tournaments for his country. Okay, and very importantly, Copa America. So that is exactly what his chart promises. You can't go beyond that. Okay, this is supposed to be Messi's World Cup to be won, and that cannot happen. That cannot happen because you cannot. Two reasons. One is we cannot have another 86, 87 born great from that same patch. Okay, that itself is a trouble or a probability becoming less. The other one is, of course, expecting Messi to be a superhuman being. Okay, he already is, but if I'm contradicting myself, but then that's how it is. Messi cannot win the World Cup. I mean, it is not possible. It's like it's stretching it a little too far. Now, let me talk about Croatia. Now, I'll tell you what. Honestly, this was one mistake that I've done. I really undermined Croatia. I really accept that this is a mistake, because what I thought was that we're talking about Luka Modric, and he has a Saturn exalted. So Saturn exalted means you do well as you keep growing older. So in the last World Cup, he really showed to the world what the metal he is made of, and then I thought he has already done his job. But probably if you look at the coach's chart, Dalik, he's born in 1966. He has Pluto and Neptune in deep exaltation, and it also seems that there is a possibility that he also has a Uranus in exaltation. So it's like a fabulous chart we're looking at. Somebody who has an extraordinary horoscope. Okay, so the coach has an extraordinary horoscope, and if you look at the goalkeeper of Croatia, I mean, he has probably the best horoscope amongst all the goalkeepers that we have at this point of time. I mean, amongst at least these four people, I would say that he has the best chart. So you need to go past the goalie, to make the World Cup, and it does look like it's going to be difficult. And if you look at the entire squad of Croatia, I would say that it is extremely well balanced. Astrologically, I mean, there are so many players who have fabulous horoscopes. And as I said before, Croatia's captain Luka Modric has got Saturn in exaltation. See, he has here he is a guy who comes from that patch of 86, 87. He's born in 85, but it is almost 86 patch. So he has that patch. He's coming from that patch. So I'm giving you a chance. But you know what? Why Luka Modric has more chances than a Messi? Simple reason is Luka Modric is not a great. Okay, he's just he's a club player. He has been doing decently well. He's maybe a legend in his own country. But do we talk of Luka Modric in the class of a Ronaldo or a Messi? You don't talk he's not a great in that regards. So that is the reason, because he also has a Saturn which is exalted, which shows that when he's older he may achieve something great. Also, don't forget that the last Euro Cup is also won by 84 born, who also has a Saturn exalted. So which means Saturn indicates late successes. So you had a Euro Cup won by a 36, 37-year-old, and now you can have even a World Cup which can be won by a 36, 37-year-old. So he has a 86, 87 patch strength. Plus he's not a great. Plus he also has a Saturn. Plus he also has a great coach and a great goalkeeper, and that's the reason I would say that Croatia has got a bigger and a better chance to win. Okay, now we're going to talk about this final team. Okay, Morocco. Oh my God! Now many people ask me, did I ever see Morocco reaching here? Did I ever see it or not? I mean, people are surprised. My students are not surprised at all. They have been egging me. They will all sending me messages as to, even before this happened, even before when I put up the video, they immediately asked me, but why are you not talking about any 1990 born captain? Now that is something. See, even if you look at all my previous videos before, I always talked about 1986, 87, and 1990. So 1990 born person is very important. I always knew that. Okay. And did I miss the chart of the captain, that is Roma in size? Did I miss? No, I never missed it. I really looked into his horoscope. Okay, I knew that this team, which is ranked 22 by FIFA, can they win it? I looked at them properly. Okay, and you know what? I saw that he's born on a Amasha Day. Okay, now the point is that if he's born post 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. in the evening, then probably it could be a new moon born. Now I'm looking at, we're looking at just about 3-4 hours, that window is there within which if he was born, he would be a new moon born, otherwise it would be Amasha born. So I was not very sure. So I thought that, probably because he is born 1990, but he's born on Amasha Day, and maybe that's the reason he's a captain of a Morocco. See, if you would have been a captain of an England, or a Germany, or a France, or a Italy, or a Netherlands, and I would say that, wow, this guy has got a great chance to win. But he was a captain of Morocco, see, I don't have too much of football knowledge, and not anybody, any expert in the world. I'm sure that, none of you watching this video would also ever thought that, Morocco would be in semi-finals. So I just thought they may not be able to do it. I thought maybe they'll do some upsets, but reaching here, okay, was always a question. The reason why I was also thinking is that because he was born on an Amasha Day, probably an Amasha Day, it can be a new moon also. But understand that the horoscope is really, 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 really powerful. So we're looking at somebody who's like born during 1990, and it's a very important year because that is when Pluto, the most important planet in the universe, it came into its own house after 250 years. That's extraordinarily powerful. Extraordinarily powerful. And you know what it means? It means Pluto always means change of the world order. Okay. Now imagine if Morocco goes on to win the World Cup, it will be like a new world order, isn't it? I mean, you're talking about a small country, a small Arabic country, a country which was never taken seriously. Greece won it in, I think, somewhere in 2004 or something, they won the Euro. There was a history. And we're talking about, Morocco, which can also do some kind of a magic like that. I mean, if Morocco does it, it would be magical, isn't it? I mean, it will be a miracle. And is there a miracle possible in this World Cup? I would say yes. See, I excluded Morocco from my team, my list that I prepared, simply because Morocco was a small country. I would have taken them very, very seriously if it was a big country, if it was a large country. I didn't take them seriously. It was my mistake. Okay? I didn't take them seriously because they were a small country. And also because of the captain born in Amasha. But given a choice again, I would say that, my goodness, this team can go on to do that stuff. And it can become a story, it can become a legend. It can be extraordinary. So if there is a team which can do that miracle, it has to be Morocco. Okay? Now, so where does it leave us is that, I'm saying that, probably, so I'm again, look at this, okay? I'm excluding the top 2 teams, which every one of us expect to win. I mean, if you look at these 4 teams, all experts will tell you, oh, France will win. And all the fans will say, Argentina will win. But I'm saying that these 2 teams have very little chance. I mean, they almost have no chances to win the World Cup. Okay? And I would say the only 2 teams which really have a chance to win are Croatia and Morocco. Within these 2 teams, who can win? I mean, I don't know. It's very difficult to say because we don't have the exact bird details. Okay, so it's going to be difficult for us to say that. What I can do is, we'll have 4 scenarios, which can happen in the finals. So let's look at those 4, scenarios and see as to if these are the 2 teams which are going to be in the finals, then who will win? Let's look at that. Let's look at that scenario and we'll talk about that. Okay. So let's talk about scenario number 1. Croatia versus France. Okay, let's say that, Croatia reaches the final and France reaches the final from here, and we have these 2 teams. So let's see who's going to win. Who do you think is going to win? As I said before, France has got no chance to win because France has already done the job. I have given all the reasons. Okay, so Croatia wins. So Croatia has got a great, coach and a decently good captain. Okay, and so the chances of Croatia winning is high. So I would say Croatia wins here. Okay, if it is going to be Croatia versus France, Croatia will win. Okay, let's say it's going to be Croatia versus Morocco. Okay, now this is an impossible prediction to make. I won't be able to predict then who's going to win because it's like you need exact data. You need exact bird details because an 85 person still can win this World Cup. Okay, it can happen that the next Euro Cup can be won by a 1990 born. And the next World Cup could be won by somebody who was born in 93. Okay, so we can't say that. But still, if there is supposed to be a miracle, then it can happen this time, right? So that's what I told you. We can't exclude a miracle from happening. So if a miracle happens, it can be Morocco. So I am 50-50 if it is going to be Croatia versus Morocco. Now let's look at Argentina versus Morocco. If it becomes that way, if it's going to be Argentina versus Morocco, then in that case what happens? Then I would say that it definitely is going to be Morocco. Because I've given enough reasons. Okay, Argentina cannot win because we have a great captain, he's already a great, and see, one important thing that I need to tell you here is that the captain of Morocco, Romain Saiz, okay, he's injured, okay, and he probably won't be available in the semi-finals. Okay, I mean, it will be a miracle if he's available. So we don't know who's going to take his place. So probably, Romain was injured because of this reason, because he's born in a Marsha. Maybe that's what confirms it, So he was supposed to take his team only till here, okay, and he was not supposed to go beyond that, okay. So in that case, then I would say that, if it becomes a case like this, see, it all depends on, first of all, will Morocco go ahead, okay, because Morocco's captain is injured and somebody else is going to be the captain, then we don't know what is going to be the chances. So even if that, the person who's going to be the interim captain, he takes him into the final, and in the final, if, Romain Saiz comes back as the captain, then I would say that Argentina has got no chances to win. So it's going to be Morocco all the way. Now I'm going to talk about the final case. We're talking about Argentina versus France. I really doubt such a scenario is going to happen. Okay, I really doubt so. And I would say that the only chance that Argentina really has got to win this Football World Cup 2022 is if they face France in the final. Okay? If it's going to be an Argentina versus France case, then I would say that, you all Argentina fans, all Messi fans, you can rejoice because it's going to be Argentina. Okay? I just hope it is that way, because France can never win the World Cup because France has got 100 reasons why they can't win. But Argentina, okay, if it is going to be Argentina versus France, that is the only scenario when Argentina's chances go up to win the World Cup. I thank all of those people who have been subscribed to my channel and who have been religiously watching my videos, and even of those people who have actually been learning from my videos and using some of my language that I use, karmic quota and 1990 patch, 1993 patch. We talk about all of those things and I feel very happy. Okay, and all of those people who don't understand what I'm doing, okay, I would only say that, I would only urge that, try and understand that astrology, you believe it or not, it's a science, okay? And I'm a person who doesn't come from any background in astrology, and I have a huge corporate experience, and despite all of that, I'm doing this because there is a reason, because it works, okay? And whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm presenting before you is a very earnest way of redefining and simplifying astrology. Astrology has been there for more than 5,000 years, and unfortunately, we have not been able to harness the potential of this huge science. It is really a science, and it's all about, data, it's all about common sense and using logic, okay? And we're trying to use the various logic to arrive at decisions. Please understand that before you make any kind of an adverse comment. In fact, I don't mind if you have any of your opinion, but then understand what I'm doing before you comment.